the political elite, like you mentioned, okay, might be in for a lot of surprises in 2027. This idea that some people are the ones that decide, that have the mumu button of millions of people, and that it is when you have them on your side in your party, you are sure of winning the elections. Well, the people of Osun State have now shown that Nigerians are now beginning to rise above the person or the people that hold the mumu button, and that the mumu button may not really work again. Look, in the run-up to the Osun elections, there were alliances, there were permutations, there were people who thought that, okay, if they jump both at the last minute and they align with another person against whoever is in power, and that maybe or whoever they do not want to be in power, that people will automatically move with them. I think Nigerians are becoming wiser, even in northern Nigeria, where we often believe that the strongest mumu buttons exist. I think even the people of that region are beginning to rise above the mumu button theory, honestly. And that's why I said many of these politicians might be in for a lot of surprises. Those who dismiss the role of the people and arrogantly think that they are the ones that will automatically determine where millions of people will cast their votes. The people of Osun State, and talking about vote buying, I also think to some extent, yes, all of them are guilty. I would say all the political parties are guilty of vote, even including the party that won. But then the people also seem to see beyond the individuals offering them money. They seem to know that this is the person we want. Yes, he has offered us money. The other person may have offered us even more. But we know what we want. We know who we are going for. So,
like the parents, that song that they used to sing during those elections in the past. Even
back to that era.
Even if you offer me money, I'll take it,
and I'll still go with the candidate of my choice. My choosing. That came to play, and even more. Tola, if I should add this, that boils out to performance. If you think you're a sitting governor, whatever it is, and you're not performing, be sure that people can actually come together and vote a better candidate, and that speaks a lot to working out our democracy, which is going to be selecting the best people that need to be.
And if you think you want to use one might from somewhere, it is the people that will decide. Like Tola said, people are wiser now.
Yes.
People know what they want. Yes, they know what they want. They are wiser. They know what to do. It is just because of this, when elections come, this apathy that comes in, talking about security presence, heavy security presence, it sometimes affects voters' turnout. And, the apathy comes in that way. And, I think people are getting to know that, they should all come out to vote. The elites will not come out anyway, most of them. Some might come, some will not come, but it is the people.
They see us as pawns on the chessboard. That is why they might not come out to vote. They think everything is already settled and everything is a foregone conclusion. But, Bimbo and Goke, we began to hear of some certain conspiracy theories in the aftermath, in the run-up and in the immediate aftermath of the election, that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was supposed to be for the candidate of his own party. Some people are saying that he actually wanted Governor Adeleke to win because he believed that Governor Adeleke will support him, will give him votes in the presidential election. But then the events that happened, the hounding of Accord party members, freezing of Osun government accounts, and also, so that was casting doubt on the president's intentions and the virtual militarization of that state. But then those who are for this theory are saying that that was just a kind of facade, that the president actually wanted Governor Adeleke's victory. And Governor Adeleke coming out again to say that he still stands by what he said, that he's going to support President Tinubu for re-election. Well, we do not know, but what is important is that for me, what is important is that the people actually spoke. It's not about President Tinubu, it's not about any coalition, it's not about any permutation, it is the people. And Nigerian politicians, as we move into 2027, they must learn something from that. They should stop thinking they have anybody's mumu button, and that they should stop thinking that, the masses, they are just there, the masses. And once we are here, The one who got a vehicle, a brand new vehicle from Governor Adeleke, and when he was, and they now jumped both at the last minute, and when he was accosted, they said it was the Osun State government that gave him the car, not Governor Adeleke. Now he lost to Governor Adeleke in his own polling unit. So he doesn't even have the mumu button of the people in his own polling unit.
And that speaks a lot about relevance of even these politicians and grassroots democracy. Most of them, they are not grassroots mobilizers. And they are even so far away from their own people. So how do you expect them to deliver? And people are now, we're now having more light on even their present predicament of most of these politicians who are Abuja based and coming on to exert this influence, this false influence that they do not really have, just because they are the one with the money bags.
You know what they do, what they usually do is that they will look for and search for a few babas in the local communities that command the respect of the ordinary people, and they believe that once they carry Ghana must go back to these babas, they'll be able to tell people where to go. But then I think that is fast changing. I think voter education, voter awareness, I believe it is changing.
It has even changed. It has changed. The babas will just collect the money, the cash.
They'll actually do their best.
Just give the people, his people, just give them, paltry sums. And
we'll have them, we'll buy their loyalty, they'll vote for us.
Yes, the APC you are talking about.
The voting is off now.
You are talking about reactions. Some people have congratulated the Osun State governor, some other parties too. While our governor Makinde, the PDP, others have congratulated Atiku, Peter Obi. Now the APC is not saying anything. They are saying they are studying the election results. I don't understand the meaning of studying election results.
Probably the battle might now shift to the courts as usual. Maybe they might have reason to go to courts. But it doesn't matter as to whether the president himself, who is of the APC and is supposed to be the party's national leader, has congratulated the winner. Well, it's one thing for the president to say his own. It's another thing for the party to actually accept the results. So maybe, just maybe, we might be looking forward to litigations now, not just from the APC, maybe from the other political parties. We must also see reason as to why the results should not be accepted.
Well, this is quite interesting. Quite a huge gap, like we had on Sunday, over 100,000. Well, we'll see what will happen, because I don't see what results we are studying here with what we are seeing here that INEC have brought out.
There's one thing I don't get here. I don't know how it's adding up. Adeleke's victory confirms Osun electorate's confidence in him. Okay, he's referring to the governor, confidence in the governor. And Mr. Bernard Omega, in a statement, he also said it is a fitting assurance that democracy will continue to flourish in our country under the All Progressive Congress administration. Well, they are claiming that the way things went peacefully and relatively peaceful, and the fact that the people stood resolute in their determination to vote despite reported attempts at intimidation and bullying. Mr. Anoliga is saying that shows that democracy can actually flourish under the All Progressive Congress administration. So they are claiming glory for how things went. Against all odds, how things went relatively smoothly in Osun State.
And they could. Actually, it went smoothly, but we just want to pray that it is not a date.
Conversation. Conversation.
But our sincere apologies for that break in transmission. All right, Goke, you were talking about
yeah, I was saying fine. The election has been done and dusted, and the will of the people has come to pass. But the truth is, are we not being baited? Fine, Oshun has a governor that is popular, and of course, grassroots mobilizes who was the will and still the will of the people. How about what we have in some states? If is not as famous as Adeleke, because we still have the election process and democratic will of the people coming to manifestation.
Well, something and Governor Adeleke that victory, and they say it is performance.
Yes.
And also, aside from his own performance, all the while that he has been governor, also remember his late brother. He was a very when he was governor, he also performed very well. Isiaka Adeleke. It was actually the one that endeared, let me say, the Adeleke family, the Adeleke dynasty to the people of Osun State. That family is loved in Osun State. Even the one who is Davido's father, the multi-billionaire, is also loved. They said he's very generous, very kind, and a philanthropist to the core. So there are indices that will continue to end. So even if the next person that may not necessarily be of the Adeleke dynasty comes up now, and of course they will look at the antecedents. Of course, they will want an Adeleke to be replicated. Definitely, they will want. He is a candle, and as he's living, they want him to light another candle. So definitely, be of the Adeleke dynasty or not, it must be someone that the people will believe can actually replicate what he has done. And if that successor disappoints, of course, they can always use the ballot to throw him out again. So this is for me now, I think it's a call up to Nigerians again. Be sure that your votes will count. Of course, I was not happy about the number of people that actually came out to register, and those that eventually collected their PVCs, and the number that eventually came out to vote. So there was apathy to some extent, in that Nigerians have become mostly disillusioned, and most people go and get their PVCs for the sake of other exigencies. Maybe you want to travel, banking transactions, and all that, social services. But now, the way the people of Osun State have spoken, I think it's a call up to other Nigerians. Be sure that just go out, collect your PVCs, and make sure you vote. Your votes will count from what we are seeing here. Even technology in the electoral reform process, the use of technology also speaks volumes. Bimbo. Rigging, well, there might have been rigging to some extent, but then rigging has been reduced to the barest minimum. The only thing we have to contend with now is vote buying. And then again, the people of Osun State have shown us that even with your money, that if you want to buy their votes, you have to be a good candidate. Yes. You have to be a credible candidate.
Yes, and it also shows that people, they don't vote for parties anymore. They vote for the
individual.
Yeah, the individual that has performed and that is credible. Not that yes, because it has gone to a core party, it is still the PDP or the APC that will vote for.
Still the same elephant. The elephant of Ede that is, it will still remain an elephant in any town he decides to visit in Osun State. And I guess it was because the elephant was too big. They felt that the elephant was going to bring down the house. So that's why the APC rejected this overture to join them. It would have been a very clean victory for them. Yes. And then Osun would have been another state that would come under the APC. But then they chose to reject him. I don't think President Tinubu was uncomfortable with him coming to the APC, but the APC in the state, they were the ones that were uncomfortable with the elephant coming into their living room. I made that analogy that
because they thought it would destroy the structure.
It would destroy the living room. I made that analogy that if an elephant were to come into your living room, how comfortable would you feel? An elephant, a typical African elephant, those huge ones that we see.
You just sit down in one corner. Sit down in one corner. That is what happened to the ADC. Remember, the ADC used to that existed for a long time, but when the likes of Atiku Abubakar,
when the elephants came,
when they came, all those people, they just got gentle.
And then the foxes have to go and sit in the corner.
And the corner, yes. They will now be wagging their tails.
But then the APC, maybe they should have allowed the elephants. The elephants would have been careful not to bring down the structure. After all, it's victory they wanted. Well, now they did not get defeated. Well, they flexed their muscles, and when they came second.
Well, you remember the G100, that G100 group that comprised of some individuals, some eminent personalities.
Looking for an alternative, a viable alternative, opposition alternative.
Alternative to Tinubu, President Tinubu. Now, they now describe Governor Adelike's election in Osun State as a template for opposition parties ahead of the 2027 general election, urging the opposition leaders to put aside individual ambitions and unite around a common political objective. Now, in a statement issued on Sunday by Sally Olukman on behalf of the group, the G100 congratulated Adeleke and commended the people of Osun State for their determination and courage in the governorship election. Now, the group said the significance of the election went beyond Adeleke's return to office, arguing that the outcome demonstrated what opposition parties could achieve when they overcome divisions and consolidate their support behind a single candidate. I think what they are trying to do there is to tell Governor Adeleke that he should use this template, to support the people, in taking over government from that is a true democratic means from President Tinubu.
Again, Bimbo, I do not support what the G100 is doing. Let as many people as desire to do so, let them throw their hearts into the ring and let Nigerians choose whoever they want. Again, with this idea, we must have one, we must unite, we must come together, we must form them. Nigerians know what they want.
Yes.
Let them all throw their hearts in the ring. Let Nigerians choose whoever they want. So, my own opinion here. And okay, I'm looking at this one now. On 2027, well, maybe what the G100 are saying is beginning to materialize. It says Accord, AAC, SDP presidential candidates join forces against Tinubu, and Ashim Showore Adebayo demand release of Nnamdi Kanu, Binicha Maisango, and seek international caution against anti-democratic actors. Movement for Democratic Renewal launched in Port Harcourt. Now, who are these anti-democratic actors? Okay, let's see. Let me take some excerpts from the story. Go to the inside pages of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. The presidential candidates of the Accord Party, African Action Congress AAC, and Social Democratic Party SDP have resolved to work together towards a common democratic force ahead of the 2027 presidential election in what will become a significant realignment of Nigeria's opposition politics. The three candidates, Dr. Gbenga Olawepo Ashim of Accord, Mr. Oluyole Showore of AAC, and Prince Adewale Adebayo of SDP, reached the resolution after a meeting in Port Harcourt, Rivers State capital, where they deliberated on Nigeria's democracy, economy, and security during the weekend. They expressed concern over the concentration of political power, weakening of democratic institutions, and shrinking space for genuine political competition, warning that Nigeria risks moving from competitive multi-party democracy towards what they described as a coronation disguised as an election. Oh, a coronation disguised as an election. They believe that is what will happen in 2027 if things do not change, if the current drift does not change.
Before we go to some other stories, we were talking about voter party. Now, some elderly persons just gave some interview session here. Elderly persons, including octogenarians who participated in Saturday's Osun State governorship election, said they did so in the interest of the state. Yes, state development, and pursuit of a better life for residents. And in separate interviews with some reporters of the Punch newspaper, the senior citizen said voting is a civic responsibility that should not be influenced by money, urging whoever emerges victorious to prioritize good governance, development, and the welfare of the people. And he said they risk their lives to come out and vote.
And actually, sorry, Goke. No, actually, quite a very significant number of people were expecting Governor Adeleke to lose that election.
Yes.
Why do I say so? people believe that he's on ground, that he has the popular and the goodwill of the people. But the powers that be and
certain forces,
certain forces were determined to ensure that at all costs that he does not win, and all sorts of things were done. You know, you would be hearing things like what a good Adeleke Latin, Adeleke Umashio, Adeleke Delema Woleo, what he so. That was, I mean, people, especially people outside of Osun State, that was the thought pattern. This man is going to lose. And then during the election, we were hearing stories, reports. Even some images went viral of how people were being intimidated at polling units and being told that if you don't vote for a particular party, if you vote for a particular party, this will be the consequences and all that. But against all that, the man still won. So again, a lesson, a message to those who think they can manipulate things, who think that the electorate are pawns on the chessboard, be manipulated anyhow. Now, Goke, I want to ask you something, Goke. Now, talking about this this alliance.
They're coming together of this political party to form one formidable opposition. You know, I know you're going to come up with that, and I see that's just, what do we call this? Like a merger of strange bedfellows. The truth is, you're coming together to form an opposition against just one person. You're not even considering the party. It's just against, we don't want Tinubu there. No, nobody's saying we don't want APC. We're just saying we don't want this man. They are not able to separate the character from the party. I know it's just the Tinubu that we don't want. Now you are all coming together. What are your manifestos? And when you come together, what do you have for the people? What do we have for us? That will say, okay, fine, you have better views or better propositions that we can buy. They don't. All they just want is, we don't want him there, or we don't want APC ruling. That is not reasonable. It's not legitimate enough for us to follow you. And that is what most of these oppositions and the other party, they are not getting right.
I know exactly what I'm pondering over now is that, okay, supposing this credible alternative, like they put it, does fly, who will be willing to jettison their ambitions for another? I'm talking about the level of desperation we have seen in some of these candidates, especially the major ones, Bimbo, the Articles, the OBs,
and now we have the Showores and then the Ashims coming together. And
so who will be willing, and who is that candidate that is eventually going to emerge, and that they feel Nigerians are going to trust with their mandate as against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Everybody is trying to. I think all the opposition parties now, it looks as if their aim is to unseat the lion as king of the jungle. And the lion is
most of them coming together. They have their egos even bigger than the party. And whatever it is they have for the people. So
even
how
bigger
do
than
they
the lion
to swallow that hook, line, and sinker? That will not fly.
I don't think it will work.
I just came. It's not. It's becoming cliche. Now we have them coming together to form opposition.
At the end of the day, infighting will still come up. Yes.
Everybody wants to be president. Yes. That's the problem they are going to have.
And still talking about the G100, I'm still saying that who are forming the G100. Like you are saying that technocrats and those
across the various sectors.
Various sectors, yes. And that maybe sometimes they will not come out to vote, and they will be at the end of the day blaming those that won elections, saying they have not done well, but at the end of the day they will not come out to vote, and they are the ones now trying to form one G100.
At the end of the day, they are still thinking along the Mumu template. That is the basis for what they are doing. They are still thinking along that template, and they are not giving Nigerians that benefit of doubt, that they are not crediting Nigerians with that level of intelligence, that out of the myriad of presidential candidates, that they can actually decide for themselves and choose who they are going to vote for. As the CSOs warn against further delay in transmitting state police bill to states, I was talking about the matter of national security and state police now, asked National Assembly to reconvene to set up conference committee as reps probe sweeping safeguards against presidential governors' interference. And that for me is key. We must look for every means to ensure that state police is not manipulated by the governors, especially Bimbo. And then
that has been the main concern of the stakeholders. Yeah.
Of course, it's been good. While we bask in the euphoria of Adeleke winning the election for the second time, we still need to go back to how most of the governors, how they thrive when it's second term. Now, the masses, they have spoken, and Adeleke should not disappoint. Because
it should not.
It should not disappoint. The people really, they stake their lives, they even their livelihood, just to make sure the best candidate, of course, which he is, and he won. And now it's time to pay the people back so that the benefits of democracy actually could go round every nook and cranny of Osun State, even beyond. I guess that is what he should face now. Politics is over, politicking is over, and there should be governance. That is just advice for him.
But away from that now, okay, before we leave the matter of state police, I believe that the Amotekun template now, I believe that if Amotekun has to do with the southwest Nigeria, and if the governors, initially that was my fear regarding Amotekun, that the governors were going to be using them to hijack it, just like remember the Bakassi boys in southeast Nigeria at that time, how they eventually became tools in the hands of the southeast governors. But Amotekun, a very successful exercise, and it was never manipulated by the governors. They were allowed to do their work and to function responsibly, and to serve the people as they were meant to. So I believe that if looking at the Amotekun template, if state police is also fashioned along that line, but then some people were saying that in the run-up to the Osun State elections, governorship elections, if there had been state police, and some were saying that you can imagine what Governor Adeleke would have been able to do with state police at his beck and call.
I don't want us to. Yes, a lot of people actually speculated that, it could have been fire for fire using state forces against the federal forces. But it will never be. Because when we have state policing, there will be constitution backing it up.
And there are safeguards.
And of course, they are not even going to be used for any intimidations for elections. Of course, we have it in Senate crimes. Let's look at the United States. They have this LAPD, they have this YPD, Los Angeles Police Department. They have state policing, and it works. And you don't see them. They have the federal, but that's you have the FBI, you have the CIA.
When the county police, yes.
County.
County. When counties, when they can handle any case, maybe one issue, criminal case, they will call on to the local government, the state police. If the state police cannot handle, they call on to the federal police. The federal police, if they can't handle it or they want assistance, the FBI, or CIA.
The CIA, and that is just going to be the order. And the governor of the state will not even be the commander-in-chief for everything, because of course there will be checks and balances, and of course we know they are just to protect the territorial integrity of every state, not just the country. But the truth is that they are going to be dummies, and the governors are going to be their ventriloquists. No, that is not going to happen. Let's do it. If it has worked in other countries, then it will work, and we have seen that here with the Amotekun. Just like you said, we have never seen Amotekun being used to intimidate people during elections. We have never seen them being used by the state to foment any trouble. So we should make it work, and people should not, in the interest of maybe you have a grouse with one governor or whatever it is, that okay, state policy is not for us. It is, and it is time.
Well, okay, you cannot totally dismiss the fears of those who are saying that it may be hijacked by the governors. It has happened before. We had state police before, during the Second Republic, and it was indeed hijacked by the politicians. I was talking to a colleague who was already in this profession, a very senior colleague, Mr. Niyo Adediji, and he was telling me about those days in the Second Republic, and when he was a reporter and he saw things live, he saw everything firsthand, the way the state police was used to intimidate people who are not in support, in areas, in communities that are not in support of the incumbents. And so they will go into their houses, and then they also use policemen, fake policemen who are dressed in police uniforms, and they will have guns. If they will knock down the door of your house. If you hide under your bed, they will drag you out. and all that. He said it was as bad as people even coming here in droves to seek refuge. Right here at the BCS premises. It was then TSOS, the Television Service of Oyo State. So those things happened at that time. So, but I guess, like they are telling us now, that there are going to be safeguards. There are things that have been embedded in the current state police bill to ensure that the governors do not get to manipulate anything. And then, like the Yorubas will say, "Ojuti la nisi."
Exactly.
People are more discerning now. And
in fact, it has happened before. That even gave us more to study in history, and I thank God that you even came up with that, because it has happened before. Then it's not going to happen again, because we have learnt our lessons, and we know we are not going to have demigods as governors who are going to be controlling. So we'll put things in place to check their excesses.
You can remember the former military president, military head of state, changed to military president. Yes.
Babangida.
Yes,
Babangida.
Yes, he turned 85 today. And people have been, the newspapers have been adorned with various adverts and congratulating the former military president. Well, I can't remember that name that they always call him.
Maradona. The dribbler. ASU clears 2 varsities for strike over failed 2025 agreement. Well,
They're talking about the 2025 agreement.
Two universities.
Which led to the 2029 in 2009. I think it's 20. Okay.
It was 2009. Then it was then they looked at it again, made a few adjustments. It now became 2025 agreement, and I hope this is not going to spill over into the next administration, into the next republic. And we will now start talking about 2025 agreement forever. Well, they've cleared them. It said that they have authorized 20, not 2, Bimbo.
20.
There is a discrepancy between what is on the front page and what is in the actual story. ASU class 20 universities for strike over failed 2025 agreement. It says the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, has authorized 20 federal and state universities to commence varying degrees of industrial action. The decision was reached during a critical National Executive Council NEC meeting in Abuja between August 8 and 9. And ASU National President, Professor Christopher Piuna, disclosed this at the weekend, expressing the union's frustration over the haphazard implementation of the landmark December 2025 FGN ASU agreement. I think President Tinubu has a responsibility again. 20
Always.
is a lot to make sure that he fulfills that his promise that never again will you have to spend 6 years, 8 years for a 4-year course. That was his promise when he became president.
Yes, and he said strikes will not come up again.
He said we would have the kind of strike that will see universities shutting down for almost a year. The previous government before him did not care, but then we believe, and so far he has kept his promise anyway.
Well, he tried. And let's just say he's able to nip this on the board. If 20 universities have been cleared for strike, I guess that is a warning.
That's dangerous.
For the presidency to act.
Very dangerous.
And very dangerous. And now we're talking 20. We don't know if they are still working on their statistics. It may be 40 tomorrow. So let the president and the presidency act on it fast. At least make good his words.
Still talking about Osun State here. Osun, an unidentified woman has been found dead inside the church premises in the Oluyole area of Osun State with her left wrist reportedly cut off. And it was learned in a statement by the Nigeria Police Force Public Relations Officer Ani Emedu on Sunday that police detectives visited the scene following the discovery of the body, and according to the statement, preliminary investigation revealed that the deceased had allegedly been slaughtered while her left wrist was severed and taken away by unknown persons.
So she was found inside the church.
Inside the church premises.
Church premises.
There are too many angles to that.
Well, it looks like ritual killing.
Could the victim have been killed and dumped inside the church?
Inside the church, maybe wanting to implicate the church.
I believe that's what happened. So they want to create the impression that maybe it was the church people. But then, if people that are discerning would know that they wouldn't. The church. I don't know what happened, Bimbo and Goki. I don't know what exactly happened, but it doesn't make sense that they would kill someone and then dump the remains openly on the premises.
Exactly. Anyone with have a logical mind.
For that purpose, they took the severed hand and the left wrist and the other severed area. They took it away.
Hey, if it's ritual killing, I guess something should be done. Maybe the police should have something set up to look into ritual killing. It's becoming on the increase lately.
It might be ritual killings. At the same time, they did not want any traces. That was why that was what I think happened. They dumped the body inside.
A kind of diversionary tactic. El Rufai sues ICPC for allegedly denying his family access to him. You were saying something, Cookie?
Now, well, you brought the case of El Rufai, and it's actually that nullifies whatever it is I was thinking. But the truth is, well, he has his right. If he's been denied access to his family, let him go to court. But the truth is, when he was the governor and some of the, well, I don't want to call it atrocities, some of these doings and undoings, maybe catching up with him. Sometimes that is why they say power sometimes intoxicates, and absolute power intoxicates absolutely. But the truth is, when people are in power, always remember you will not always be in power. And when you do, always think, what's going to be the aftermath? Should I leave this corridor of power? That is just the aftermath we're seeing.
What goes around
comes around
in many ways.
So many ways. Now you can imagine that was a governor that was revered, and now we have him. And to add insult to injury, I don't know. Do you know that even El Rufai did not curry favor from even his people?
Many Nigerians, the grasp of many Nigerians with him is the fact that people believe he did not do enough to stop the killings in southern
Kaduna.
And there are allegations that he was even culpable, but then the law enforcement agents and the courts have to prove that. And they say there were damning security reports concerning him, and that's why he was dropped from becoming a minister in the Tinubu administration. He hasn't been happy with that administration since then. The same government he vehemently defended when that government was in, all the while when the Buhari government was in power. Okay.
The phone lines here now 070 55 55 1985. Conversation with the program. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Ojo Michael, calling from Oluyole Kingdom.
Good to have you, Mr. Ojo Michael.
Yeah, thank God. You are three today. I think Mr. Abibo want to proceed on leave or what happened. Okay, that is that. We thank God. Also, election has come and gone. Upon the intimidation, the threat, the harassment, and the presence of the Senate President and about 16 governors city governors were there. Yes, Adeleke still won. Yes, that shows that democracy has come to stay. Yes, you look at the photo, the number of people that voted, sir. I really appreciate. Close to 1 million people voted in that election. Yes, even upon the causes that they were voted by, people still came out to perform their civic right. That is good. That means, you know, next year I say what that Osun State is a mirror to 2027. Yes, you can see. Yes, people don't vote for money this time around. They really vote. Not if they do not even vote for party. Yes, they vote the people of their choice, and we want that to continue. And there should be no harassment. There should be no intimidation in the forthcoming election. And about the state police, let's try it. Other country tried. Let's give it a try. And if it doesn't work, then we can back out. God bless you, my brothers. Have a nice talk.
All right, thank you. Nigeria moves to produce armored vehicles, anti-drone systems locally.
That's a way to go.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Kele from Malaka Shagorud.
Good to have you.
First and foremost, I want to congratulate the governor elect, Governor Ademola Adeleke. And I just want to urge him not to forget the relative of his victim who left their life during the struggle. While the good work continue. I want to salute the courage of people of the Osun State for their resilience and the ruggedness and for standing with Governor Adeleke. So I congratulate them. Lastly, the reason why the lesson from this election is that people should know that power resides with the people. They should not rely on the federal might that they can win. So once again, I wish the people of Oyo State were successful enough. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much.
And federal government warned against importation of refined petroleum products.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Bimbo, Mr. Goke, and Mr. Akala. Good morning. Now, Osun State election has come. It has not gone. I think it was Mr. Ujumake that said it has come and gone. It has come, but it has not gone. They will open the book at the tribunal. That's what they will do. No, these are the pattern they drive this country. If we win, everybody knows it's popular enough to win and all that. But if we win, go to the tribunal, and something will happen at the tribunal. They will proceed against the court of appeal. So anything can still happen. People don't know who they are dealing with. So that's the other. I'm not going then. On the issue of state policing needs thorough discussion. But the opinion leaders, the stakeholders, and especially the National Assembly. But I doubt if the intelligence enough can carry that. That's just it. And you are talking about people are not manipulating, you know, not being using this foreign countries. They are different from us, and our pattern and our way of reasoning is different from the way they reason. So that's just that. Then I want to speak on something, but I've forgotten. But maybe I'll call it up.
Okay. Oh, like Mr. Gide said, we are hearing something about a plan B. Oh, let's take this call first.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Everybody will continue to say something about the issue of election. But I want to congratulate the president for after the meeting of calling the newly elected governor ability. First, I give it to him. Then secondly, we should now aware that it's only the power of the people that have the power. No matter mighty, no matter the military, the day, and all these things cannot make people to change their mind. That means we are moving forward in politics in Nigeria. We are growing. So, some people that have the intention that they have federal might. They are something like federal might, so we only have people's might, and if at least that one has told people that no matter how much of power you have, so people still have their power, and we should continue like this. Some people will be something say because they have the federal might, they have this, they have the police, so that one won't work. And that is an indication that the next election, the general election, will have to be so peaceful. Now, state police, it has its numerous advantages and has its own disadvantages. No matter, there is no way in the world that government will not make use of the state police. Look at the time of Adekoya. You see, government used the police and the farmers at that time. And I believe it may change, but we definitely will use it to their own self. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Well, I was saying that we are getting snippets.
Through that popular way.
In Nigeria, it is because that actually determine who wins the elections.
Now that narrative is about to change.
So the battle is going to shift to the courts.
That narrative is about to change with the will of the people.
Hello.
Good morning.
You didn't call him back. It's Mr. Fala's brother that I want to talk about, Donald Trump. That said if they want to align set of almost on American territory. So his planning said they might considering doing that. Warn your brother, Mr. Fala.
if Baba Trump, if he can go into Venezuela and pick their president like a chicken, and I guess he can do anything, and the world keeps quiet.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, now I come to the state. I thank God I make a win. If you do well, people to do well. That's like what you do well, people vote for you. No matter what the contest, you have been now won. There's a perform wonder. 16 years of APC, zero. Then I come on the police, it's a wonder. Thank God for that. Now I come to put my hands up at the gang of if you do well, you will win. When you do well, you should ask. That's why I keep people getting gang of if you do well, you win. If you don't win, let me get out. Let's get it done. Thank you much.
All right, thank you.
Yes, 07055551985. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good to have you, sir.
I want to bless the name of the Lord for these 3 wise men, the session this morning. In Boakabi, you can see that Professor Tola Toriba. God will bless you. Quickly, I want to say this. We need to give kudos to some group of people for the successful conduct of a state election. After God, the Almighty. The another one is must go to President Tinubu, because I've witnessed it in this country. A civilian president, civilian president, who said the election of a certain state should do or die, and he carried out his threat. So let's give it to President Tinubu. The INEC also performed very well, and the security people, they did well. And you people on the radio also did well, motivating people, telling them not to be intimidated, to go out and mass and cast their vote. Those 4 people, they deserve to be given kudos. God bless you.
All right, thank you.
Sir.
All right, let's take this last one.
Hello, good morning.
Quickly.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Quickly.
Good to have you, sir.
I'm not a person who is in Yoruba language.
Please go ahead.
Àwọn ẹgbẹ́ kejì àwa ti mọ̀ wọ́n. Ìṣòro ẹgbẹ́ àkọsí àwa ti bùkún ẹ̀. Adéníkì làwọn ọmọ ìdìbò pé nípa ìdílé ìjọmbọ̀lù. Ó ti fẹ́ fún wa. Àwọn ìlú káwọn ẹgbẹ́ APC ẹgbẹ́ ti fún alẹ́sọ lẹ́bẹ̀rẹ̀ kejì. Bàbá yàtà pọ̀. Ìjọba tó fẹ́ ti fún wa. Ṣé fún wọn títà? Àwọn ìgbó náà mọ̀ ìdìbò fún wọn náà. 5,000. 50,000. Àwa ti mọ ẹgbẹ́ àwọn ìpínlẹ̀
we don't have very much time, but then àwọn tó dìbò fún ẹgbẹ́ APC náà ó ní tí wọ́n rí tí wọ́n àwọn olúkálukú náà ló lé. It depends on your choice, and those that voted for the APC to have a right to make the choice. All right, it's actually the time is 7:30 and we have to go. Been an interesting time on conversation, and we'll be back same time tomorrow morning, God willing. My name is Tola Teriba.
I am Goke Moshood. And up next, Sports Tidbits.